Hello and welcome to Checkers Library TV. Thank you so much for joining us for this November show, and we are so thrilled that you are with us today. So many cool things to talk about, and one of my favorite things is coming up, and that is, well, we'll talk about that in a little bit. Before I go any further, I have to introduce my friend, my robot pal, Snoozer. How are you doing, Snoozer?
Fantastic!
Oh, that's great to hear. Yeah, we had a great time for the whole Halloween season. We had a great time with you guys with our Halloween special. Thanks to all of you who joined us for that. That's always a ton of fun. The Halloween season is one of my favorite parts of the year. Really, this whole last quarter of the year is one of my favorite parts of the whole year because you've got Halloween, then you kind of go into November, the air starts getting cooler, you get Thanksgiving, and then we gear up for the holiday season, and there's so much going on for that we really can't wait to see you for that as well. So this time of year is just fantastic, and we are thrilled to have you with us. Now, Snoozer's here. We're going to talk about some really cool things happening this month, but before that, we do want to wish everybody a happy birthday who is celebrating a birthday this month. So happy birthday from everyone here at Checkers Library TV. Well, Snoozer, we're starting off by talking about something that many of you already experienced, and that is daylight savings, which this year fell on November 1st. It's not always on November 1st, but that's what happened this year. Now, on daylight savings, what you do is you turn your clock back an hour. It saves an hour of the daylight, and this was first proposed by Benjamin Franklin over 200 years ago, and people still use it today. It's a useful tool we use every single year. So if you guys had an extra hour of sleep, you probably enjoyed that, but later on in the spring, we're going to move our clock back up an hour, which will even everything out, and you'll get an hour less of sleep. So enjoy the sleep while you have it right now. Daylight savings is on November 1st. By the way, Dr. Dan, a little while ago, talked about something which was when to change your smoke detector, and he talked about doing it on the seasons changing. So you've got the winter season, the summer season, you can change it for that, but daylight savings happens twice a year. I talked about in spring we move it up an hour. So that is another place where you could change your batteries. You'll always remember that. You've got daylight savings. So when you put your clock back an hour, you change the batteries on your smoke detector. And when you move the clock up an hour, you change the batteries again. So always remember something like that. It's good to have different parts of the year that we remember to do certain things on. All right, well, daylight savings, that's a good one. Here's another one that everyone's going to be looking forward to, everyone in America, because this is an American holiday. It is called Thanksgiving, and Thanksgiving this year falls on the last Thursday of the month.
It's already almost Thanksgiving? Oh my gosh!
Yeah, it's unbelievable. This year, it just seems to go by so quickly. We're already at Thanksgiving. Now, Snoozer, we do a lot of things on Thanksgiving, but we want to talk a little bit about the history, because not all of you might know the history of Thanksgiving. I know everybody watching Checkers Library TV, you guys like to learn. You like to go out and learn new things. That's why we go to the library. We can check out books on Thanksgiving and learn, where did this come from? Why do we celebrate it? And what's so important about it? Now, Thanksgiving really dates back. It's kind of foggy. We don't know exactly when the first Thanksgiving was. We generally think it happened back in the 1620s. So this is right after the Pilgrims arrived, and they had a original Thanksgiving celebration. It's just a time where you take to be thankful for the things you have, the people in your life, your family, your friends, your house, everything you've got in your life that you're really happy about, thankful for. You take that time on Thanksgiving to think about that and to be thankful for it.
What else do people do for Thanksgiving?
Well, Snoozer, on Thanksgiving, you can do things like give back to people who are less fortunate. So people who are either poor or they don't have a good family like you might have, or anything else. You might volunteer in your community. You could donate something like food or money or things like that. A lot of people like to give back in this time of year, and Thanksgiving's a great holiday to do something like that. And speaking of Thanksgiving, we like to do a lot of things on Thanksgiving. There's always football. People like to do stuff with their family. But one thing everyone loves to do is have a delicious meal with your entire family and friends who's ever with you on Thanksgiving. It's a great time to have a big meal and it's something that all of us do to celebrate Thanksgiving. So I always like turkey. Turkey's the kind of the main Thanksgiving thing that everybody eats, but I also, when I was younger, liked cranberry sauce a lot. I like stuffing, of course. A lot of people love stuffing. And probably one of my favorite things to have, and I only have this during Thanksgiving, is turnip. Who's ever eaten turnip before? Do you guys like turnips? The special kind of vegetable. I really don't eat it any other time of year, but during Thanksgiving, I always want to eat it. I don't know why. All right, well, that is some of the foods I like on Thanksgiving. What are your favorite foods on Thanksgiving? Do you have a favorite thing you look forward to? Is it something that you eat throughout the year, like carrots or a certain vegetable or even turkey? Or is there something that you only have on Thanksgiving that you don't really have any other time of year? Yes, of course, we have a contest today, and this is a really special one. From this point forward, pay extra close attention because we're doing something special. Here's what it is. You have to watch closely and count the number of turkeys. It's going to look just like this. That turkey, that one doesn't count. From this point forward, how many times you find this turkey hiding in the background, could be in the foreground, could be somewhere in between. Look carefully for that turkey, and you're going to write down how many you find. So there could be 1, there could be 2, there could be 1,000, there won't be that many, but there could be a lot of them. So you're going to write it down, and then you're going to contact your local librarian. You can go in and tell them. You could send them an email, any way they prefer to be contacted. You could even use Facebook. You're going to contact them, and then we're going to get all your responses. We're going to get whoever right and pick a winner from there. It's going to be kind of tricky. We'll see how many of you guys get the right answer. It's not going to be too easy, but make sure you pay close attention and send your responses in to your local library. That's really, really cool. You're going to have a chance to win the Checkers and Snoozer book, Snoozer's Science Adventure. It's going to be signed by Checkers and Snoozer, so you have another chance to win this book. Make sure you participate. We will have more contests, but this is a really, really, really awesome one. So make sure you're part of this one.
Cool!
Well, we have a great show coming for you guys today. Mrs. Hamilton's back with Storytime Theater. She's also going to have some sing-alongs. Dr. Dan is back with another healthy tip that he's really excited about, and we can't wait for that. Snoozer has a joke of the week, and I think this one's one of his funniest ever, so you're going to love that. The joke of the week's back. And I've got books to talk about that I'm excited about, and some other really cool surprises. We can't wait to share it all with you guys. We will check back with you later, right here on Checkers Library TV.
Did you know? There are currently 264 known monkey species. The mandrill is the largest type of monkey, with adult males weighing up to 77 pounds. That's a big monkey. Apes are not monkeys. Sorry, King Kong. Don't eat me! Some monkeys live on the ground, while others live in trees. The library has tons of books about monkeys. Visit the library to learn more.
Hello, boys and girls. Today I am going to be reading Thanksgiving Day. The author is Anne Rockwell, and the illustrator is Lizzie Rockwell. Do you know why we celebrate Thanksgiving? Do you know why we always eat turkey, cornbread, and cranberry sauce on Thanksgiving Day? I do. I learned why in school. Our teacher, Mrs. Madoff, read us a story of the first Thanksgiving. I like that story. We learned about the Wampanoag people who were always in this land, and the Pilgrims who came across the sea from England. Pilgrim men wore tall black hats with silver buckles, and Pilgrim women wore white caps. Wampanoag people wore leather headbands with feathers in them. After the story, we put on a play. I went first. I was the ship called the Mayflower. I told how I was thankful that I tossed and rolled some more, but didn't sink in the big waves far out at sea. Evan was a Wampanoag named Samoset. He was thankful for all the wild turkeys that lived in the land his people called Massachusetts. He told how one day he saw the Mayflower sailing toward his land. Sarah told how all the pilgrims were thankful when they finally reached land. They named a big rock Plymouth Rock after the place they came from in England. They saw lots of wild cranberries growing. "That's why we eat cranberry sauce at Thanksgiving," Sarah said. Nicholas told how he was thankful for the forests full of trees. The pilgrims chopped them down to build warm houses. Pablo was Squanto. He was thankful that all the kernels of corn the Wampanoag people planted sprouted and grew tall and green. Sam was thankful that Squanto told him wild turkeys were good to eat and taught him how to hunt them. The pilgrims had never seen a wild turkey in England. They'd never tasted one either. It was delicious. Michiko was thankful that she and all the other pilgrims were greeted kindly by the Wampanoag people who shared the land with them. Kate was thankful that her new neighbors were peaceful pilgrims looking for a new land to live in and not mean people looking for someone to fight with. Jessica was thankful that the beautiful land of Massachusetts had enough good things for everyone. Evelyn was Chief Massasoit. She told how the Wampanoag and Pilgrim people shared their harvest feast one autumn day. That was the first Thanksgiving. It's a story we'll never forget. It's something we celebrate every year. Today is our Thanksgiving holiday. We don't go to school or work today. Instead, we celebrate and are thankful at home. We eat turkey, cornbread, and cranberry sauce. We invite our family, friends, and neighbors to share our feast, just as the Pilgrims and the Wampanoag people did. And that story is called Thanksgiving Day. I hope everyone has a wonderful Thanksgiving, and I'll see you next time on Storytime Theater.
If you would like to email Checkers and Snoozers, send your emails to checkers@checkerslibrarytv.com. We always look forward to hearing from you.
And welcome to Toys in Time, where we talk about toys of the past and the present. And today's extra special, we're talking about the Fisher-Price Imaginext Super Surround Batcave. And this is a toy designed for 3 to 8-year-olds, and I think boys and girls will love this because look at this. This is so big. Even the box was gigantic. You could practically live in this thing. Now, Fisher-Price has made a lot of different Batcaves, but this is the biggest one they've ever made. It is over 33 inches tall, and it is 42 inches wide. Isn't that awesome? Look at this. There's so much you can do. Let's talk about some of the cool stuff I see. Now, first of all, you've got a secret entrance here for the Batmobile or the Batcycle to travel through. You also have all these different places for Batman to put some equipment, like this Bat Axe. We have, looks like a little grappling hook for Batman to swing up and climb up a building, some batarangs, and even some bat cuffs, so he can lock up his criminals in one of his 3 different prison cells. We've got our Robin figure here, and of course that is included with Bruce Wayne, Batman himself. Now he doesn't have his mask on right now. Now what are we going to do? We're going to take the cowl, this is his mask and part of his costume, and put it right on. Now we've got Batman and Robin, the crime-fighting duo, right here together. This is pretty cool. Snoozer, what's your favorite part about this?
I can't believe it's so big! I can play with it all day! My favorite part is that big computer. There There are so many things to do. I like Robin because he has red and yellow colors. Like me!
We could spend all day talking about this thing, but we don't want to just talk about it. We want to experience it. Hey, Snoozer, let's take a closer look.
Whoa! I can't believe I'm in the Batcave!
Whoa! This is incredible!
Ah!
Wow, it's really cool seeing this stuff up close. So these must be all of Batman's suits. Hey, Snoozer, look at this! Snoozer?
Whoa, look at that! The Batmobile! The Batboat! The Batwing! The Batcopter! Batcycle? And what's that?
Where did he go?
Whoa! Hup! Wowie! Cool holding cell! It's enormous!
Hey there, little vacuum.
Hey! I'm not just a vacuum, I'm Snoozer!
Whatever your name is, be a good boy and open up this door for me.
No way! I know who you are! You're the Joker! I'm not letting you out! No way, Jose!
Aw, come on. I just want to cause a little havoc, that's all.
Nope!
Grr.
Nice work, bozo.
Oh, mind your own cell, you big block of ice.
Will you two quiet down? I'm trying to plan my perfect escape.
Oh my gosh, look at that.
And there it is! The giant computer!
Oh, there you are. What do you say, Snoozer? Want to sit in the bat chair?
Oh, this is gonna be great! I'm gonna push some buttons!
The fiddler is a
Checkers! The computer is talking to
with
me!
riddles and games.
Whoa! I wonder what this button does. And this one! And that one, and that one!
Hey, be careful. I don't know what all the buttons do.
Then after
And this, and this, and this, and that, and that, and that!
starting power reset sequence.
Snoozer, what did you do?
Power restored. Alert! Alert! Intruder detected.
Snoozer, what did you do?
Oopsie!
Do you know if anyone was in the jail?
Oh dear, Checkers! I opened the jail! The Joker was in there! And more bad guys! Ah! Batman?
Who are you?
I am Snoozer!
We may have just
Accidentally.
freed all the villains.
I'll handle you later.
What happened? They're gone!
No time to explain, Robin. Seal off the exits.
Commencing lockdown!
Checkers, what do we do?
Well, they are just toys. I say we let it play out.
Oh, I blew it.
Yeah, this is going to be fun.
Hey, Checkers!
Not now, Snoozer. We've already caused enough trouble. Let's just stay here.
No, look! I see the bad guys!
Where?
Over there!
I just broke our stuff out of storage. Let's go.
Snoozer, you stay here. I'm gonna go tell Robin.
Going somewhere.
Uh-oh.
Prepare to be frozen.
Hey, two can play at that game.
Mine's bigger.
Whoa!
Oh no!
Where do you think you're going?
Out of my way, Robin!
Game over.
Direct.
You can't win, Joker.
Oh, this is so exciting! It's just like I'm watching a Batman movie!
I completely agree.
Aren't you forgetting something, Batsy?
What? What is he forgetting?
Me.
That's not how it's supposed to go.
Snoozer, I have an idea.
And now, before I take over your Bat Cave, let's see who's really behind that Bat mask. Vacuum cleaner.
I am Bat Snoozer, the greatest superhero of all time. Full power.
What is happening? Oh. That tickles. Stop it. Yes.
Allow me to break the ice.
Well, Snoozer, thanks for capturing the Joker.
Even though you were the one to let them out to begin with.
Sorry I played with your computer. It was just so cool.
Well, looks like playtime's over, Snoozer. We better be getting back.
Very nice to meet you both. You guys are some cool toys.
Cool what?
Oh, never mind.
Let's go!
Wow, that was really fun. Snoozer, what'd you think?
Wowee! That was cool!
I know, that was really cool. We love checking out the Super Surround Bat Cave from Imaginext and Fisher-Price, and we can't wait to go on more adventures, checking out more toys on Toys in Time.
Would you like the chance to have your very own keepsake of Checkers and Snoozer in your home? Now you can have your own Checkers and Snoozer books or your own Snoozer plush toy. Excellent for birthdays, holiday presents, special achievements, or just to have the fun of Checkers and Snoozer in your family's home. Order yours today at www.checkerstheinventor.com store.
Old Mr. Johnson had troubles of his own. He had an orange cat that wouldn't leave his home. He tried and he tried to give the cat away. He gave it to a man going far, far away. But the cat came back the very next day. The cat came back. He thought he was a goner, but the cat came back. He just wouldn't stay away, 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 away. He gave it to a woman going up in a balloon. He told her to take him to the man on the moon. The balloon came down about 90 miles away. Where the woman is now, well, I really couldn't say. But the cat came back the very next day. The cat came back. He thought he was a goner, but the cat came back. He just couldn't stay away, 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 away. He gave him to a man headed out west. He told him to bring him to the one he loved the best. The train hit the track and fell off the rail, and no one was left to tell the awful tale. But the cat came back the very next day. The cat came back. He thought he was a goner, but the cat came back. He just wouldn't stay away, 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 away. The cat came back the very next day. The cat came back. He thought he was a goner, but the cat came back. He just couldn't stay away, 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 away.
Hey everyone, it's Dr. Dan. Welcome to our November episode.
Now this month, I want to talk about the largest organ in the body. Do you have any guesses what it might be? Who thinks it's the brain? Anyone? How about the heart? Or the lungs? The stomach? Intestines? Well, the answer is none of those. It's actually our skin. Believe it or not, our skin is the largest organ in our entire body, and it does all kinds of amazing things. The first thing, pretty obvious it does, is it keeps all the bad stuff out. All the dirt, bacteria, viruses, anything bad that's trying to get in our body, our skin does a great job at keeping that stuff out. The other thing it does, the opposite a little bit, it keeps all the good stuff in our body. It keeps water, blood, our other organs, anything we want to stay in our body, our skin does a great job keeping it in there. Another super important thing our skin does is create something called vitamin D. When sunlight hits our skin, it causes a chemical reaction in our skin that later produces vitamin D. Now, vitamin D is super important for many of the things in our body. It makes us feel better. It makes our digestion easier. It makes our entire body much healthier. We need lots of vitamin D, and we have our skin to thank for that. Now, what are some ways to take care of our skin? Well, first and foremost, we should always be keeping our skin clean. So when we're in the shower or in the bathtub, we should be washing our entire skin with a nice quality soap. Another super important thing we need to do is keep our skin moist, especially in the winter when we're spending a lot of time inside in heated rooms. So we should always have a nice quality lotion to put on our hands and our arms and our knees if they get dry skin multiple times a day, especially in the winter. Another thing we have to do is make sure we protect our skin at all costs. When we're outside in the cold in the winter, we have to make sure our skin is covered. So we have to wear a hat, gloves, a jacket, and really nice winter pants to make sure our skin is protected. When our skin is outside in the cold, it doesn't work as well, and a lot of bad things can happen. So make sure we're always keeping it protected in the winter. In the summer, when we're spending a lot of time in the sun, we want to make sure we're always using a lot of sunscreen to protect our skin from that sunlight. Now that sunlight's wonderful, it feels great, and it does that vitamin D thing we just talked about. But too much sunlight can cause severe damage to our skin, so we want to make sure we're always putting on sunscreen. I think we've talked about that in a previous episode if you want to check that out. Alright everyone, so throughout November we are celebrating Healthy Skin Month. So make sure we're always taking good care of our skin and asking our doctor if we have any questions. I'm Dr. Dan everyone, let's get back to Checkers Library TV.
And now it's time for...
The joke of the week. What is the Goose's favorite book series? People Bumps. Really? I thought that was kind of lame.
Hello and welcome to Checkers Loves Books. This is the part of the show where I recommend books that I think you should be reading, and this time of year is a time of year where I love talking about Thanksgiving books, and there are a bunch of them. Now, one I want to start off with is just two simple Clifford books. I haven't talked about Clifford yet on Checkers Library TV, but Clifford's a character that I really loved when I was younger. I still love reading Clifford books today because it's just about this big red dog named Clifford who gets into trouble sometimes because he's so big. Now, one time on Checkers Library TV, we talked about a giant dog that Snoozer and I ran into, and that was quite a ruckus, but I love Clifford. He just gets in the way sometimes, but he always ends up saving the day, and he really likes to do good deeds, and this book is called Clifford's Good Deeds. And I like this because we were talking earlier about on Thanksgiving, some people like to give back and do good things for other people, so this book is about that. And here are just some of the illustrations of the book that I talked about. I just like watching Clifford go around and trying to find things he can do and gets you thinking of things you guys could be doing, good deeds that we could do around the house. We can start right with our family, either cleaning our room or cleaning the bathroom for our whole family, doing things for your mom and dad, and then finding out what we could do around the community. And if you look throughout this book, if you can check it out at the library or find something like it, you'll see some of the things that Clifford thinks to do, and some of the times when someone needs his help and he's there to help them out, and he uses some of his gifts, which is partially being a big red dog, but that's a book I like. And then this book is Clifford's Thanksgiving Visit. So this is another thing about Thanksgiving that you might be doing, maybe not this year, maybe other years you do it, which is you go and move to another place. You might be meeting with your family across the country, or they might be coming to meet you, people you don't see other parts of the year. Maybe just on Thanksgiving you get your whole family together, but that's what happens in this book, where Clifford goes on a trip meeting with Emily Elizabeth's family. So you've got Clifford going to a different place, and it's kind of funny watching him in this environment where he's so big and he's walking on bridges and he's trying not to break stuff and he's just getting in the way, but he can get places really quickly because he is, of course, a big red dog. And that's one of the things I like about this book. I do like the illustrations in all the Clifford books, and I like to spend a lot of time just kind of looking at them and looking through them. So that is another thing I like about this book. And it does also get into Thanksgiving. So you've got Clifford going and getting involved in even the Macy's Thanksgiving parade, which is funny to see that. But it's all about things you're thankful for, and at the end we kind of talk about what Emily Elizabeth is thankful for. So if you can find this book, by the way, Emily Elizabeth, that's Clifford's owner. She owns him. She's the human character, so Clifford is her pet. So, this are 2 Clifford books. If you can find these, that's great. If you can't find any Thanksgiving Clifford books, just check out another Clifford book at your library. I'm sure they'll have at least one you can find, so make sure you can do that. Now, other books to talk about. This is one about the first Thanksgiving. There are loads of books about the history of Thanksgiving and the first Thanksgiving, and hopefully you can find one that's kind of like a picture book. So that's what this one is. And I like these illustrations. But now, the history of Thanksgiving is kind of hard to understand because it happened so many years ago. We talked about like 1621, that's like over 400 to 500 almost years ago. So we don't know that much about what exactly happened, or if there was an actual first time that the settlers who came to the Americas had like an actual Thanksgiving with the Native Americans. We don't know exactly what that's about, but this book kind of talks about that story, and the story is what's important because that's what made it through the generations and hundreds of years, and that's kind of why we're still celebrating Thanksgiving, is that history and that tradition. Traditions are things that are really important to us that we celebrate every year. So do you guys have like a family tradition about Thanksgiving? Like I said, you might be going on a trip with your family. Someone might be coming here. You might eat a certain thing. Not everybody eats turkey on Thanksgiving. Some people have a special meal they only eat on Thanksgiving with their family and friends. So this book can kind of get you in that mindset of thinking of traditions and important things. So if you can find a book about the first Thanksgiving, that could be really interesting, and you might learn some really interesting facts about Thanksgiving as well. So lots of stuff there. Now, one other book that I want to talk about is this. This is Turkey Saves the Day. So this book's funny. Now, it's one of these cut-out books where the shape of the turkey is the shape of the book. Most books are going to look like this, right? But this one cuts itself into the shape of that animal. See if you can find other books at the library that are like this, because I always enjoyed them. They were kind of interesting to look at, and it was unique. So if you can find a book like this, not necessarily with a turkey, but anything like that, that might be a fun thing to do at the library if you get a chance to. So try that out. But this book's about a turkey who escapes. He's going to be eaten on Thanksgiving, and he gets really scared, and that's one of the funny things that happens in this book, the turkey realizing that he's going to be eaten on Thanksgiving. But then he wants to go out and help other animals from being eaten. So he goes to try to help some chickens from being eaten by a fox. Oh boy, it's a little bit spooky maybe. Not really a Halloween book, but you're going to like this book. And it's another thing I talk about, just like with Clifford, about things we're thankful for and doing good deeds for other people. Something good happens to you, you might want to do something for somebody else. And there's really no better time of year than the Thanksgiving season to think about things like that. So here are our books. We've got the Clifford books. We've got the History of Thanksgiving, which is the first Thanksgiving, and this book, Turkey Saves the Day. Check these books out at the library if you can find these books or other Thanksgiving books. See if your library has any Thanksgiving book that you can check out. I will have more books to talk to you guys with next time right here on Checkers Loves Books.
Checkers Library TV is made possible by libraries across America. Support your local library today.
Well, thank you so much for joining us for this show right here on Checkers Library TV. Thank you for coming along with us and doing all the special things. I really liked today. Today was fun. We had a lot of stuff going on. Snoozer had a great joke. Snoozer, how do you think of all these jokes, by the way? I really liked your joke today.
Oh, please, Checkers. I looked them up online.
Oh my gosh, snoozer. All right, well, other things. I like Mrs. Hamilton. She had a really cool book. Got me in the mood for Thanksgiving, all about celebrating Thanksgiving. And I really liked her sing-alongs, especially the one about the cat coming back. That's one that gets in my head, so I'm going to have to try to get that out of my head somehow. But I like that song a lot. All her sing-alongs are great. Dr. Dan, very interesting tip of for this Dr. Dan's healthy tip. So remember all the cool things he talked about. You're going to want to take care of your skin, and there's different ways to do that. I really enjoyed that, and it was very informative. So we really appreciate Dr. Dan. I love talking about Thanksgiving books. I hope you enjoyed some of the ones I talked about. There's history books, there's fiction books, there's any kind of picture book. So many things out there. Make sure you go to the library and check out a book, either to learn something about Thanksgiving or just enjoy a book about Thanksgiving season. So a lot of stuff there to do. Now, something coming up pretty soon is going to be our whole December show. So that's going to be coming up in another month. And we also have a holiday special, just like we had our Halloween special. We have a holiday special celebrating all the holidays and all the great things happening in late December. So make sure you stay tuned for that. But we will be back every week with a little special thing. It could be anything. It could be Snoozer doing something cool. It could be me. It could be Mrs. Hamilton and Dr. Dan. All of us are going to be part of that. So every week, check back with your library and see what we have out for you guys. But don't forget to tune in next month for our full December show and the holiday special. Lots of great stuff happening right here on Checkers Library TV.